Hi guys, my name is Roger, and in today's video I'm going to use the SP-808 and I'm going to show you how to resample and using the D-Beam controller at the same time. You can use the D-Beam controller with effects, and also you can use the synthesizer, the virtual analog synthesizer, and the D-Beam. I will show it to you right now. Here we go. This is the Roland SP-808 groove sampler, and in this video I'm going to show you how to resample the samples and using the D-Beam controller with some effects. I want to resample this sample with the D-Beam controller effect. First what I always do is match this BPM to the BPM of the unit. So what I do, I go to Song, Tempo Map, I press this sample pad and the tempo is adjusted. Tempo 116.72, are you sure? Yes. So now the BPM of this sample is equal to the BPM of the machine. Now I'm going to select an effect. So I go to FX Info and I choose here an effect. I choose in this case Delay Digital. Yes. Now it's changed. What I'm going to do now is to sync the clock of this digital effect to this BPM. So I do Shift FX Edit. Now I'm here. I do Enter. We see here stereo mode, time 254 microseconds, but here we can choose tempo sync. So I choose this one, for example, and now it's tempo synced in this time signature. So what we do now is looping the sample. I turn the effects on and the real-time effects here, and we hear it's nice and sync. If we turn now on the effects of the D-Beam controller, we can control the effect with our hand. So now we're going to record this sample and using the effect with the D-Beam controller. So what I do, I press sampling and I go to manual and change this into pad. So now I arm the sampler by pressing this button and it's waiting now for a signal. So what I'm going to do now is to press this button, put it on hold, and then play with the D-Beam controller. Here we go. So I press stop. I'll sampling again to stop. It's now thinking, okay, it's completed. So I turn now off these effects to make sure that pad number 15 is a resampling of this sample but with effects from the D-Beam controller. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to make it clean. I mean clean in loop wise. So what I do, I go to Sample Bank, set sample parameters. Normally you have here this BPM. If I press this one, we see the 116.72. If we press this one, we don't see anything. So what we do is we change this one, the times 4. And I want to have 4 measures controlled by the D-Beam controller with effects from the D-Beam controller. So 4 times 4 is 16. Now it gives 57.27, but we need 116.72. So now I can adjust the length here to this 116.72, like this. So this should now be a correct loop because it's the same sample as this one, but the only difference is that it has more measures and with the effects of the D-Beam controller. So let's give it a try. A perfect loop. What about that? How cool is that? How cool is that? So another thing, what we are going to do now is to add the step modulator to this sample. So I choose now another effect, and I want to have, well, doesn't matter which one. Let's say this one. Change, yes, step bass 2. So we're going to listen to this sound. Okay, it's this sound. If I want to control it by the D-Beam controller, let's check it out. Okay. So I want to sample this. What I do, I arm the sampler again. It's already on pad. It goes to number 16. I press start stop. He's waiting for a signal. And now this is funny. When I press here the synthesizer, it doesn't recognize it as a signal. So this gives me the time to start with this sample. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I stop it now. Now the same. I'm going to adjust this loop. First let's listen. So it is recorded in this one. So we have this one here and this one here. Cool. We're going to loop this one. Same thing, sample bank, or we go to trim. But okay, let's do trim now. So we go to trim and we don't see here the BPM. We go to the BPM bass note, and I want to have now, let's say 8 bars. 8 bars, 8 times 4 is 32. So I go to 32 here, and I see 111.93. So if I just adjust the nth to reach the 116.72, which was the original BPM, then this should be also a loop. Let's check it out. And it's a loop. Of course it's a loop. It's all math. And I'm very bad in calculation and math, but this is so easy. This is cool. So this is how to resample using effects or using the synthesizer and make your own compositions. So one thing what we can do also is make mute groups. You already know that for sure, but I show it once again. We do a mute group. Why mute group? This means that you can't touch the same sample or a different sample pad on the same time. So we do mute group 1 on this one also, and this one also. So this is it. This is cool. So this was a short explanation about how to use the D-Beam controller effect, resampling samples, the synthesizer effects, well, those kind of things. So please subscribe if you like these videos, and we see each other next time. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye bye guys, bye bye.